All right, YouTubes. We're gonna head out and check a reach in freezer. I got a call for, and it seems like the customer really wants to get it fixed up, so let's head over there and take a look at this thing. Tippins, he's kind of leaned over. Old Tippins. All right, we'll get Tippy some knee pads, some gauges. I'll throw some rubber gloves on. Let's get in there. I was having a thought I'll run by you guys. I don't think I need the stock 407C anymore. So it's gotten more expensive than 448A, which you can run 448A in systems that have R22 expansion valves. And that's what I was using the 407C for. Was mostly medium temp walk-in boxes that were R22, and I'd put that super change stuff in there, you know, to bridge the oil, whatever. And but I think all my units that run 407C have R22 TXVs. I think I scrapped the 407 and I could just run 448A now that the price of 448 is cheaper than 407. What do you guys think about that? I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do. All right, we might have to do a voiceover. The Star 55. I need to get a haircut, man. Let's go ahead and plug it in and see what happens. Oh, that didn't sound good. There we go. High head switch. Very nice. All right, so the backstory on that unit is the coil was plugged up on the weekend. The thing quit cooling. It does have a high head pressure switch on it, but the coil looks impacted. We're gonna give her the old Gundy. Eat it, mama. But tons of heat coming out of that thing, so let's see if we can get it. The barrel. Yeah, this one's got no taps. And instead of putting one in, it feels there's enough heat rejection coming out of there. I don't think it's low on charge. I blew the coil out with nitrogen. You can see it cleaned up real good. The heat transfer from the coil got way better, and the unit started cooling excellent again. So just had a compacted condenser coil.